after it, shall we? So we've just done one podcast. Me and Corey did one. This time round, me and you, Connor Bell, our ISO 27001.
This is the one that people have been waiting for.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, there will be. I've got a jingle for us now as well, which is quite cool. I don't know if I've got it on here though. Oh, they'll hear it when I start.
Is it you singing?
No, it's not me singing. No,
don't want to hear it then.
No, I don't think anyone would want to hear that. To be fair. So, Connor, let's just start with you. The idea of this series is we're going to look at how you got into cyber and how other people can get into cyber.
Sounds exciting.
There's quite a skills gap, personnel gap, and people want to fill it up. And people, I think, don't really know how to do it, and they're probably a bit daunted by cybersecurity. Might think that they don't have the necessary skills and stuff. So, hopefully, having a chat with you, them listening in, we can put some of that to bed, and they can get some confidence to go out and apply for jobs and find their career paths.
Sounds great, yeah.
So just introduce yourself, Connor, and what you do here at Periculo.
So I am a senior consultant. I've been at Periculo for nearly 3 years now. So it was my first role in cybersecurity. And I now have a governance, risk and compliance role. So that basically means I help organisations implement frameworks like ISO 27001, obtain SOC 2 reports, and things like that.
Oh, nice. So we're going to use you as well in the future, Connor, to do a few little videos and shorts and stuff, maybe some training and that as we grow and evolve to
Amazing.
Help other people as well with them.
Sounds
and
good.
hopefully they'll be working with you one day. That'd be sick.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Awesome. But before you came to this wonderful place that is Periculo, where did you start off? Where did you come from before Periculo?
So before I started here, I was working at EE selling phones. So totally different role to where we are now. Yeah.
What phone did you sell the most? Do you know off the top of your head?
iPhone.
Easy. That was a pretty stupid question, to be honest.
Oh, but it's sell an Android phone to someone. I'm not that mean.
What's wrong with Android? What about the Hawaii things? What are they? Huawei's.
Yeah, they're not. I wouldn't sell them to
Corey's got
someone.
one of them.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
he gets rid
That's
of
a security risk. I wouldn't tell like the internet that Corey has a Huawei.
we'll cut that
Did you
out,
talk
shall
to
we?
him about that?
No, I didn't. Maybe I should bring him
cut
back
this
in.
out.
Yeah.
Cut that bit out.
Okay. Yeah, we'll cut this. So what skills did you learn then at EE?
So I guess like the most transferable skills coming to Periculo were just like, so obviously it was a customer facing role, so I had to speak to people every day. So I think being able to have the confidence to talk to people, you know, it was like upselling, so it was like pressure to hit targets and things like that. So I guess that's the main thing. There wasn't anything like security related really, but it's just kind of people might not be aware that they already have some transferable skills from whatever role they might be doing, you know. Like if you're in a customer facing role, there's already a lot of things that you can like bring forward into a role in cyber potentially. So I think, yeah, having the confidence to talk to people. Sales is obviously like quite high pressure.
Yeah.
Like obviously we have deadlines and stuff we need to meet, but in sales, I don't think it's anyone that's ever been in sales like knows what it's like to try and hit target and be under pressure from, you know, senior people to hit targets and stuff. So yeah, I think there are definitely a lot of transferable skills out there.
So they're the two big ones you picked up from EE coming over here. Is your customer face, talking to customers.
Yeah, like confidence to talk to people.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of the time when you're on like a shop floor and you're talking to strangers all day, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually exhausting. It's not easy. Like, so shout out everyone that works in EE. Yeah.
I guess you put on like a persona, don't you? Like, so I used to work in a hospital in a children's ward, and every day I used to go in, I used to have to come in and almost act like a Disney character.
Wow. That sounds hard. That sounds exhausting.
So imagine it's the same sort of thing. Because I used to come home like exhausted, not only because of the work, but because I happen to be this character the whole time. Like I have to be like upbeat,
I don't know. I'm a Photoshop character anyway. I don't need to put it on. But it's exhausting having to like all day. You don't know who you're going to talk to. You know, like dealing with.
And I guess you then got to pitch to different levels as well. So I mean, these people do it anyway. And
yeah, so like you could be dealing with someone who's had a bad experience in a different store, and they are going mad at you, and you've got to like, obviously, you're like, well, it ain't my fault. Like,
yeah.
But you have to learn how to deal with like maybe angry customers, people that aren't very good with technology. You know, you have to be patient. Like there's just things like that from my role, which actually I look back at and they are a lot more difficult than what you might do in cyber.
Yeah. So that kind of laid a big foundation for you for moving into cyber then.
Yeah, definitely, which I wouldn't have even known about at the time.
Yeah.
But people that might be watching this may be from any sort of background, and it just gives them an idea of like, oh, okay, like maybe because I do this now, that is something that will help me.
Yeah, definitely. And also I found in this cyber as well is it's a lot of email work as well, isn't it? It's a lot of talking like video calls and emails and stuff. And for me, that's not very good at spelling. When you can type up an email and then you've got your little spell checker as well, that helps you out as well. So I think
But you prepare
you've got
it.
everything. Yeah, you can pre-prep everything. You can reread it. You can get your colleagues to redo it as well.
You're not put on the spot.
And I think that's important for people as well. If they're thinking, like, oh, I can't do this because my maths is bad, or my, you've got skills there and you can prepare.
Well, I remember your maths teacher would always say to you, you won't always have a calculator in your pocket.
How wrong were they?
Yeah.
How wrong were they now? Yeah.
That's a perfect example.
Literally got it. Every time. That's how I work out my percentages in the gym.
Yeah.
Work out those big
But
percentages.
it's not hard to work out 0% of nothing, is it?
Thank you, Connor. Right. Should we end this podcast here now?
You got to get Corey back in.
Yeah, get Corey back in. He'll, Anyway, back onto the cyber. You're getting your protein shake in as well.
Just water.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Back onto cyber. Have you always wanted to work in cyber? Is it something?
No, never.
Never at all?
No.
So how did you get to where you are now without wanting to do cyber?
So Harrison, who is the founder of Periculo,
Shout out Harrison.
shout out Big H, offered me a role. He basically was trying to hire for a consultant to grow Periculo. It was just him at the time. And he couldn't fill the role. He couldn't find someone with experience. So it just shows that there's a huge sort of skills gap in the industry. He literally just couldn't find someone. So, I mean, for whatever reason, he thought of me and just said, look, do you want to come on as like a junior consultant? And I will basically be trained up on the job.
Yeah.
So my first role was kind of marketing cyber essentials.
Okay, nice.
So just going out selling it and to managed service providers. But whilst I was doing that, I was like studying, like Harrison was teaching me things along the way, giving me like little pieces of work to do. So that was like my foot in the door. But yeah, everything I learned was like internal basically, and that was how I was introduced to cyber. It was just a great opportunity at the right time.
Yeah. I think that's a key point.
But he couldn't find someone, so
yeah. I think you just got to take some opportunities if you want to go into cyber. I think that's one of the key things. So you said a lot of internal training, so there's a lot of on the job training with Harrison. So people might not necessarily have, you didn't have the experience in the background or knew a lot. Come on, and he took you under his wing and sort of trained you and stuff.
Yeah, so like I guess I remember he always said to me, if I can prove that you can do it, anyone can do it. So I was essentially like his guinea pig, but also like a lot of people that we've hired recently or since have come from like IT roles. So they've been they've already had an IT role. So they are definitely even more prepared than I was to take on a role in cyber because they've already got like the basic foundation like experience, and then they've also then could be upskilled very quickly, like doing like the internal stuff we've done. So basically, we've proved that what we do can be replicated again and again. So hopefully, full stack security can be super helpful to people. Yeah,
so that is a cheeky plug there. Nice, kind of like that. Is our is our internal training course at the minute. He's got me to do it as well.
Register interest in the link below. I'll plug it down here.
Nice, cheers, mate. But it's quite a useful course. For me, it was good because I was like you, didn't have any experience in the background, and I came through and I could look through this, like look at like what risk management is, and certain things like give me a good idea. What is risk
management? Craig?
Oh, don't you put me on the spot like this. You're the consultant. I'm just the marketing guy that doesn't know a lot. What's risk management, Connor?
Oh, wait, you want to talk about that? No, we'll save that for the next podcast.
Put me on the spot like that. Right, anyway.
We could do a whole series about risk management.
That is the plan.
Really?
To get like, I would like an ISO series. I would like a Cyber Essentials series. got things like that just to run out on the podcast.
Nice.
So hopefully some of my clients can
You
listen
better
to.
get like a fridge in there with some refreshments.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it? I want who's the guy on the laptop for Joe Rogan?
Jamie.
Jamie, yeah, I want a Jamie.
That could be
Get
Ellis.
myself yeah, oh yeah, Ellis could be.
He could be our Jamie, our young Jamie.
Pull that up, Ellis. Yeah.
I was going to say you, but you're doing this.
How did you feel then when you first started out? When your first day in Periculo? How
Excited,
did you feel?
and I guess, I mean, first day. I can't even remember. It feels like a lifetime ago, but
How long ago was it?
nearly 3 years. So I think I started in August. What year is it? 2020. Yeah. So like around, it was like COVID time. I remember just being excited, but also I was like, wow, out my depth. Like, because obviously you're learning something totally new, but also it's surprising that how quickly I was able to pick things up. So I think that's another reason why, like, providing this stuff externally is going to be so important, because we've proved that you can make leaps and bounds very quickly. And it's stuff that sticks with you. Like, it's not like doing some of these certifications that you do and they look great on like your CV or whatever, but they don't really mean anything.
I think if you're not in the environment as well, I think you can probably go out there and do a load of courses and have all these certifications, but I don't think if you're not in the environment, so like we are here in this office, like I wouldn't have picked up everything I did, though I did all my qualifications, I wouldn't have learnt as much as I have.
So I know
done
with
in that
the
office.
full stack security content that the stuff I've seen of it is like, it's really good to demonstrate to people the different roles they can go into, because obviously people say, oh, I want to do cybersecurity. Like the amount of people I've had message me about it.
There's loads.
It's like, but like they probably don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
Like there's so many different roles you could go down. Like I think everyone has a slightly different role.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think that's another good part about it, is it will help people identify, one, whether it's actually even for them.
Yeah.
And secondly, like which path they want to go down. So I think that's really important as well.
Yeah. Like we said, we're going to put it out there for people to do. Can you hear the hairdryers? Everyone always does that. It's the third time it's happened now. Yeah, hand dryer.
I've not heard it once. I've been so
not?
into this conversation.
Oh, nice. Well, that's good then.
I'm obviously not compelling enough for you. You can hear the hairdryer.
It was just really
Hairdryer?
loud. Hand dryer. So when I first started, I really felt like I shouldn't be there. I was like, Jesus, what am I doing here? Have I made a mistake? I said this on the last one. I felt like a right imposter.
Really?
Yeah, when I first started. And even to a degree, even sat here now, trying to do this podcast, I'm like, God, this is hard now.
Nah, you're doing well, mate.
Cheers, mate. Number 2.
You're doing
but
good.
Well, number 4 for us. The other 3, no one's going to see.
Well, I thought they were good. You're just a perfectionist. Maybe that's your problem.
Maybe that's my problem. So did you take any steps? So I took a few, to not be to feel like an imposter. Sorry. So did you take any steps to not
But what
feel like
steps
an
did you
imposter?
take?
So I, like I said, I made sure I was in the office every day when I first started, just to get a feel of everyone, listen to what everyone was saying, what they were doing, throwing these weird acronyms around and stuff, just so I could pick them up. And then I was just doing finding courses for me to do and just to, learn more, get the experience
That
in.
sounds really clever.
Thanks.
What did I do? Yeah, so I would have gone to the office every day for sure. Like, I know we live in like a time where people work from home and stuff, which is great to have the flexibility, but also you need to be around.
I think you need to immerse yourself, don't you?
So the other thing I would say is being self-sufficient. So you can, obviously it's good if you've got people to ask, but everything's available on the internet.
Yeah.
And I come from a time when ChatGPT didn't even exist. So it's even easier now. You can
What's ChatGPT? I don't know what that is.
We'll do a series about that as well. But all the information's out there for people, so there's no need to feel like you're swamped or drowned. You can be pretty independent and go out and find out a lot of stuff yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Right then, so what's been your most enjoyable? Sorry, I got some notes here because I lose my trace of thought. What's been your most enjoyable job here at Periculo?
Well, project.
Yeah.
So Probably one of the most fulfilling ones is taking an organisation who was in the medical technology sector.
Okay, cool.
So they needed to become ISO 27001 compliant, which is basically a stamp of approval for managing information security. And so anyway, integrating that for them from beginning to end and then continually managing it. So that basically meant that they could secure more work and therefore help more people through their technology that they provide. So that's
nice.
a super fulfilling project to be part of.
Yeah, that's great. We do quite a lot of work with, we do quite a lot of work with medical companies, don't we? And we want to try and push that, I think.
Yeah.
And it's a really enjoyable field. I think everyone quite enjoys working in that
obviously
aspect.
Security is like a extremely important part for these medical devices to go to market. So
I mean, when I was in the NHS, just regardless anyway, confidentiality and security was massive. So let alone what it's going to be like for devices.
Yeah, so
it's huge.
Not necessarily like physical devices, but like software as a medical device service. Like security is huge. So they cannot sell their product without it being secure and proven secure. And it means going through lots of audits. It's like huge pieces of work. But at the end of it, they go to market and they help save people's lives. So especially now that with remote patient monitoring, like after COVID, a lot of people couldn't get in to see doctors and stuff. Obviously, everyone's aware of like the huge like strain the NHS is under, and having that technology really helps clinicians be able to see patients basically. So
help a lot of patients as well that probably can't get out.
I think like a lot of the time people think security, but what do you get out of it at the end? And like that for me is one of the best bits, is that like this technology helps save people's lives. So
yeah, nice, well done. You're not also.
Thank you. Did you just say well done?
Yeah, I did.
It's great.
So you also do other little roles here, don't you? You did a good talk the other day, which had some good feedback from one of our clients.
Yep.
That was
delivering a presentation about keeping children safe online. So again, another very important subject, not necessarily so much security related, but anything we can deliver in terms of like benefit to customers that just helps improve their lives. So a lot of the things we found with helping keep organizations safe is, usually humans are there's only so much technology can do. So teaching people good cyber hygiene in their personal life, and relating it to like thinking about what their children do online and stuff, it's all just good practice.
Yeah, I reckon that would have been really beneficial for the people you put it to, because there would have been a lot of like parents there and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's great. Well done. Perks at Periculo. This is a great place to work, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a very good place to work.
What's your best perk here then, mate? Apart from losing at ping pong to me.
Yeah, I don't like the ping pong table anymore. The gym, I guess.
Yeah, the gym's pretty cool.
The gym's pretty cool. Yeah.
I think the workspace, we've got a brand new office. Me and Corey touched on it. We're going to try and do it.
Sorry, are we trying to hire people from this?
Huh?
Are we trying to hire people from this?
Well, in the future we will do.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, Periculo's the best.
Then they watch this and they're like, what?
Yeah, Periculo is definitely like the whole thing.
Yeah, he's created a very good work balance here. I haven't been happier. Been able to train, come in here. Harry, give me a pay rise.
But I mean, for me, I think job satisfaction, freedom, that work-life balance is worth way more than money.
Yeah,
like
100%.
Not too much more.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, for me, like, yeah,
I like the aspect that I can come into work, I get along with all my colleagues, I can do my work, I can go home, and I can do a bit more work because I want to.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I have to do it, but I want to do more.
So that's the thing with, as well, learning the cyber stuff. Like if you're like looking to transition into a career, it's like when you enjoy something, it's easy to take it on.
Yeah.
I found that once you find whichever like path you want to go down, like you're like, oh, that interests me, I want to learn about that. You'll just pick it up.
Yeah. What was it saying? Someone had this saying. It's like, imagine how good you are in a job you hate. How good you be in a job you love. I thought that was really good.
Yeah. Because
I'm
the same as you. Like I could be sat in the evening and be like, oh, there's just nonsense on the TV, I might as well do some work. But it's like, because it's something I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't see it. It's not like a waste of time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that whole thing about enjoying your work, and hopefully the full stack security training stuff will be like super compelling for people, and they will really enjoy it, and then therefore retain the information they learn, and then hopefully be able to put it into good use, and help start closing their skills gap.
Yeah, I mean, I go back to it. I've still got my login for it, and I go back in when I hear something like risk management. What is that?
Yeah,
I'm going to go open it in a minute.
We'll do another podcast after this about it if you want.
So why? Well, I think we kind of covered it. I was going to say, why should people move into cyber? But I think we've given then just quite a big.
Well, I don't know what other organisations are like.
No.
But
yeah, they could be completely different and could be a hellhole and not this heaven that is Periculo.
But I think obviously there's a skills gap, and that isn't going to be closed overnight. So I think there will always be work for people. So I guess that's like the number one thing. And obviously now pretty much everything's moved to online, so everything has to take security into consideration as well. So, things are only going to get more and more busy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Nice. Right, last thing then. Can we draw out like a career path for someone just off the top of our heads?
What, like, so
we've got
someone who has zero.
Yeah, and let's just say they're working phones again with you.
But I'll talk about mine.
Yeah.
So
what should they do then?
Buy the full stack, register interest for the full stack security training.
Nice plug, yeah.
Yeah. And then,
because when registering for that as well, I'm hopefully going to get a lot of emails out to give you more information about it, about cyber. There are of course other sort of courses you can look at, but it's not as good as ours.
Yeah.
So I reckon get yourself some knowledge in the background.
I would research different roles that you can take as well, because some people might, be super into
It's all on Instagram as well. You can literally, you just search cybersecurity, and I reckon there's,
Wow.
Yeah, there's. I haven't got my phone's recording, so I can't look for you. But you can look on there. Just put in cybersecurity, and I reckon you'll get up a few people on there that will they can give you a few roles.
Wow.
So I reckon look at career paths.
I guess the first thing to do then would be like reach out to people. I have people reach out to me.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not the person who makes decisions on hiring people, but like you don't know if you don't ask. I'd be like doing courses, sending out requests to like people, like sharing, share
CVs. That's another thing that's really big on our full stack course is creating a CV and looking at your career path.
Yeah.
Which is really useful.
I would come up with like a primary and secondary role. So like maybe have your primary thing as like, I want to do pen testing. I want to be a pen tester. So make that like your primary role that you're like going after, and then also have a secondary one. So maybe something about like public cloud services, like maybe become like an expert in AWS, or like have like a secondary skill behind your primary one. Yeah,
because often there might not be any pen testing roles available somewhere, but you might be able to get in somewhere doing your secondary role. Yeah. And then an opportunity.
I think it's just always good to have a primary and a secondary.
Yeah.
Basically,
definitely.
Like maybe a primary, like more like overarching role, and then also have a secondary one that's like a little bit more niche.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And then I reckon you just got to take opportunities. I reckon you just probably got to take a jump somewhere.
I think
jump in somewhere.
Sometimes if you get an opportunity and it scares you, it probably means it's the right opportunity to take.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Nice. Right, Connor, thank you very much. I think we nailed it that time.
Thank you. I hope so, because I'm not doing this again.
Cheers, Connor.